Now on to something new, Windows 365. Windows 365 combines the power and security of the cloud with versatility and simplicity of the PC. From contractors and interns to software developers and industrial designers, Windows 365 enables a variety of new scenarios for the new world of work, or so Microsoft states. So what does this basically mean? Microsoft has released a Windows Cloud PC. It allows you to stream Windows desktop apps, settings, and content from the cloud to any device. So some important aspects here. According to Microsoft, all you need for this is an internet connection capable of streaming a video, so it should be available in all countries aside from China and embargo countries, where Microsoft is currently not active. But if you can stream a YouTube clip, they say that you will be able to use Windows 365. I'm very curious to hear if that's actually the case or not. So if you have any experience from a technical standpoint on this and that you want to share, do let me know. You also don't need a Windows device to connect to cloud PCs, so you can set this up and then connect to it with RDS or HTML5 capable browsers, so you can use thin clients or even Mac OS or whatever you're using. There's basically two editions, Business and Enterprise, and the details on that I have on the next slide. And how you should approach this is that you first choose the edition that you want and then the configuration that you need. The buying of Windows 365, currently you can do it through WebDirect, through Microsoft sales reps, or through solution providers and Microsoft partner programs. It's not generally available in CSP, but many of these software implementing parties that will help you with this are selling this through CSP, or so I've been told. And you can leverage your existing licenses if you have Windows under SA or already buying Windows E3 or E5 subscriptions. So let's dive into the differences. So on the left hand side you see Windows 365 for business. It's small and medium enterprise play. It allows you a max of 300 users. There's no minimum, so you can start with just one if you want to. You have online only management for this solution. User roles are configurable as you want, and you can Azure AD join all these devices. It supports Windows 10 and 11. And you have the option to bring your own license. So Windows Hybrid benefit is something new that is coming to play here, and it will reduce your Windows 365 price. There's a monthly outbound data cap, and that is listed on the screen. And that's basically it. I see another typo. It says Windows 364 Enterprise. Obviously it should be Windows 365 Enterprise. I apologize. Sometimes with making these slides it becomes quite late and you get quite tired. There's no limit of number of users. Again, you can start with one, and then for your entire enterprise up to hundreds of thousands of users if you want. You can manage this online or in a hybrid solution, and user roles are also configurable here. Azure AD joint or domain joint. Azure AD joint is still in preview, so I've been told. So domain joint is usually the way to go. Support for Windows 10 and 11. And in the 1v virtual CPU configuration, there is no Windows 11 yet. And it requires some qualifying licenses. So you would need Windows, again a typo, apologize, Windows Enterprise licenses, you would need Microsoft Endpoint Manager licenses, and you would need Azure AD Premium Plan 1 subscriptions. So basically, you would need a Windows OS and potentially an EMS suite to be able to use it. You can connect to Azure VNet or or have a monthly outbound data cap. It's a Microsoft managed desktop. You have custom Windows images that you can use, and it uses also what Microsoft states is that it can use any app that you have built. And it has universal print integration, which is a solution that Microsoft has, I think, even purchased. Now, once you select your business or enterprise solution, you have configurations to choose from. So you basically need to select what type of processor you want, and then you have the option to select the amount of memory and the amount of storage that you need. So if you need Windows 365 configuration with one virtual CPU, all you can get is 2 gigabytes of memory and 64 gigabytes of storage. If you have 2 vCPU, you have the option to buy 4 or 8 gigabytes of memory and a lot of different options for your storage. And for 4 and 8 CPU, you see on the screen as well what the options are and what type of storage and memory you can buy. Now, to caveat all this, I have seen pricing for this and it's a very expensive solution. So I'm very curious to see towards the future what Microsoft will do with this solution, if they cut the prices, if they find ways to do this cheaper. But the bring your own license part with Windows Hybrid Benefit will reduce your cost. So that's already a nice step in the right direction to reduce the price. But if you're, for instance, a company that is interested in this, but you don't have your Windows licenses yet, it might even make sense that you buy some Windows qualifying licenses, some upgrade licenses or some E3 or E5 subscriptions, and then look into this solution with a bring your own license option included. So I'm very interested to see how this progresses towards the future. What you see in the market right now is that people tend to favor Azure Virtual Desktop over Windows 365. It's a bit more, difficult to implement Azure Virtual Desktop. I'm not a technical guy, but I've been told. And this is an out-of-the-box solution, so that says something for this solution. But because Azure Virtual Desktop is a lot cheaper, people tend to gravitate towards that solution for now.